You guys just missed my Superwoman pose, or my Wonder Woman. Alright. I'm going to be up front. If I feel that this could be something that would be trigger worthy, I will put my hands up to where you won't see my lips. Okay? When I do this, you can turn the sound back on. Okay? Or you can fast forward to this. You can fast forward. When you see this, that means I'm not talking about that anymore. Okay? And I'm going to do my best not to do anything that would have anything of a trigger-worthy moment. Okay? I will not be harsh. I'm going to be completely 100% upfront. 100% upfront. My name is Terry. My name is Terry. I live in the state of Michigan and grew up in Michigan except for 2.5 years where I lived in California. And I owe one of my girlfriends who's a Michigander at heart, Kathleen, I owe her this because she has done so much for me. So much for me. Okay, this is not an easy topic to talk about, but it's okay to talk about it. It really is good to talk about it. It is not a shaming thing. It is an empowering thing. It really is. It really is. Talking about it. People don't talk about it at all. And that's what I'm gonna do tonight. Oh my goodness, I haven't seen you in a while. Hi. So the topic that I'm going to talk about tonight is very relevant right now. We've all been under a quarantine. You know that we have. You have too, probably. And it kind of brings on a feeling of isolation. And that isolation can be very scary, very scary. And if you have a mental health disorder, or even if you don't have a diagnosed mental health disorder, and I mean one that is a chronic mental health disorder, you know, that you can't just shake it off. You can't just walk away from it. You can't just open the door and everything is great. That kind of mental health disorder, okay? I have major depressive disorder. I also have, wow, how are you doing? Haven't seen you in a while too, sorry. Okay, so anyway, if you have a mental health disorder, it's not easy. And for others to understand who don't go through it every single day. And it's not their fault. That's not their fault. I have major depressive disorder, and it is so hard for me sometimes just go through the stinking cycles. Those cycles hurt. Those cycles are bad. And if other things around me are going bad at the same time with this quarantine, it's not helping. But it's also not helping my family who I'm quarantined with, who also have mental health disorders that I'm not going to disclose because it's not my place to disclose theirs. Okay? So, hey girl. Oh my God. Okay, so anyway, if you need to reach out and get some help, do that. That's what you should be doing. But I got into a dark place because most of my family members were not doing very well with their mental health either during this quarantine. And it got dark. Ugh. And I don't mean to laugh and snicker, it's just that's one of my coping mechanisms that I use and I know it. But a lot of things were happening inside the walls of my house that I didn't feel comfortable sharing with other people. And it's not their fault that I wasn't sharing it with other people. I just didn't want to share it with other people. And I closed myself off even more. And then my depression cycle came and it got worse. And it got worse and got dark. It got scary. It got very uncomfortable. It got worrisome. I reached out despite the fact that my brain was telling me, nobody really wants to hear you talking about your problems again and again and again. You're not doing it right. You keep doing it wrong. Why bother talking to people? And I'm like, and then, I was trying to listen to that other part of me that was like going, just reach out. They'd want you to. They'd be mad if you didn't reach out to them. And, and I know that's hard. That's hard, especially with the depression cycle going as hard and core as it was with inside of me at the time. But I made it through. So 13 reasons why never means 13 reasons why I would never commit suicide. That's what we're talking about tonight. We're going to talk about it. We're going to put it out into the open and be upfront and not shame somebody for talking about their mental health disorders. Okay? We're not going to make them feel ashamed for the fact that, or scared that if they hear somebody saying, oh, you're suicidal, you're not, don't listen to that person's ideas because they're going to make you feel more suicidal by talking about suicide. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Oh wow, there is some dust on this. It's been a while, but I am yellow ribbon trained. I am yellow ribbon trained. What does yellow ribbon mean? Yellow ribbon was started, it was the awareness ribbon that was being used for the survivors of those who had completed suicide. And the lady that taught me to be a yellow ribbon trained provider, I love you, Tanya. I'm so not in the suicidal state anymore, just so you guys know. And I wasn't really at that point where I felt I needed to go and get additional help than where I was. So thank you. Thank you for being there. The yellow ribbon training, though, what it was is it was, how do you in your own community have a discussion about suicide and the awareness? How do you help somebody who is struggling with suicide, or that their friend or their family member is struggling with suicide? What do you do? What do you do? Right? And so it was a yellow ribbon trained person is approachable about talking about suicide. And I'll tell you what, that training saved me too, because it made me go, my thinking's not right. I need to reach out. If I had not had that training and I had not had the friend network that I had and the support system that I had in all the years that I've struggled with my depression, I wouldn't be talking to you. And that's a scary thought. It's a scary thought. My 13 reasons why not, why I would never commit suicide, is because I was put on earth for a reason. I know that now. I know that now. Now. I understand it. I know it. I embrace it. I embrace it. Because now I'm an advocate. And now I have a source where I can help other people go and get support for things like childhood sexual abuse. I'm a survivor. And if that doesn't, let me tell you the dark nights that I had as a child. As a child, I had those nightmares and thought, in my closet, as a 7-year-old child, call the number. I didn't have a number then to call. Nobody taught me about that. Nobody. But because of what happened to me when I was young, and because now I know I have a purpose in life and that I have an incentive to go forward with things, I'm not going to let go of myself. That's one reason why. I guess there was a show called 13 Reasons Why, and I guess it was about a student that had committed suicide, and that their friends had gone ahead and all of a sudden had the hindsight 2020 reflecting on, oh my gosh, that was a red flag. Why did I not pay attention to it, you know? But anyway, thank you. I appreciate that. I know for a fact that I am worth it. I'm worth it. Another reason why, oh my gosh, another reason why I would not commit suicide? My friends, my children, that's huge. That's huge. I feel that with them in my life, and let me just tell you something. My husband is my best friend, so he counts. My cousins, I've been friends with them my whole life. You know, it goes on and on. You guys understand what I'm saying. It's the friends and the family that I have in my life. That is another reason why. A third reason why my advocacy is not done. Are you seeing homeless on the street? Then my job's not done. Are you hearing about women being abused by someone that they love? And men that are being abused by someone that they love in a loving relationship? That means my advocacy's not done yet. Are you still hearing the statistics of 1 in 4? I'm not gonna stop my advocacy. I have to be alive for that advocacy to continue, and for childhood sexual assault and child abuse and spousal abuse and relationship abuse and dating abuse and homelessness. Homelessness. So advocacy is my third reason why I will never commit suicide. Do I forget it some days? I want to. Especially with this depression. My husband actually asked me, he's like, why why aren't you going to your meetings anymore, the committee meetings? When was the last time you went to one? And I said, it's been about 3 months. And he actually told me, why aren't you doing your advocacy anymore? And I had to really think about that one. So I did. I thought about that one for a long time. And at that point, I felt like the 16 years that I advocated for homelessness alone, just the 16 years alone, that the only difference that I made was that homeless people had voices and that they could go to MISHDA, finally go to MISHDA, the Michigan State Housing and Development Authority. I mean, honestly, I finally heard MISHDA say, no plans about me without me. I heard them actually say that. 16 years. And then last week, just before Kathleen asked me to do this for her, which she didn't know, I was pretty much in that planning stage. Wasn't going to act on it, but I was in that planning stage. I reached out, but my husband asking me, why aren't you doing your advocacy, just really kind of stuck. And all I could think of is, well, dang, it took me 16 years just to get MISHDA to go, no plans about me without me. And I thought, that meant nothing, that I had done nothing. You know what? That wasn't there 16 years ago, and it wasn't there last year. It finally got there. I'm not stopping. I'm not stopping. My fourth reason, the future generation. I am so geeked that I have greats. I have greats. I want grandchildren. Kennedy and Mitchell, if you hear this, I want grandchildren. Tick tock, tick tock. But I have greats, and just hearing them say my name and all the love and adoringness, I love it. Oh, I live for that every day. Oh, I love them so much, my greats. Oh, that's a reason why I will never commit suicide. Another, I think I'm on my fifth reason why. My fifth reason why. My bucket list. I've only checked off a few things. I haven't checked off everything. I need to live for that. I have things I want to do. It took making a bucket list for me to go, okay, that's one more reason why I won't kill myself, which was another dark moment way back when. But I'm alive. I'm going to check things off on my bucket list. All right. Oh, my YB hag. My unique, big, hairy, ambitious goal. That is a reason why to live. I need to see that through. I need to see it through. I have plans. And that's another thing that's really important to do. If you're feeling suicidal, you, instead of making the plans on how to end your life, make a plan on some huge goal that you don't even think, oh my gosh, there's no way in the world I'm ever going to complete that. But try it. Put your actions into that. Let me tell you, a big, hairy, ambitious goal. Ford Motor Company started by that. That's where BHAG came from. Big, hairy, ambitious goal was from Henry Ford. I live where he lives, where he decided to bring his big, hairy, ambitious goal to. So if he brought it here, I can do it here. I am going to make it possible for rapid rehousing programs to happen in my county. Bet. It'll happen. Because I made a huge, hairy, ambitious goal. So that's the reason why I will never commit suicide. My big, hairy, ambitious goal. So I'm curious. I'm going to put you guys up to the challenge. I'm going to put you up to the challenge because I feel like if Kathleen knew exactly when to reach out to me and didn't realize what a huge favor she did. Thank you, Kathleen. I miss you. We need to get coffee. But I'm going to challenge you. Because I know someone out there is doing exactly what I did last week. Call 1-800-273-TALK. That's the National Suicide Hotline. Please, if you feel like one of your friends or family members might be doing that, and you're afraid because they've got red flags coming out at you, and you're like, oh, I hope they're not suicidal, call them. You can call them too. There's chat lines. I've used them more than I like to admit. One, because I couldn't talk. I was crying so hard. And two, I didn't want them to see what I looked like. How bad I had gotten. A lot of people are walking around with face masks on. So, your challenge is, in this video, or in your own video, why don't you do a hashtag 13 reasons why never. What are your 13 reasons why you would never complete suicide? You never know. You could be putting it just inside of somebody's email box or messenger box at the right moment. At that exact right moment. Maybe they just need a reminder why you love them. So go ahead, make a video on why you would never commit suicide. What are your 13 reasons why? Never. All right. You guys, thank you. Talk about it in your house. It is okay. It is okay. Maybe they're afraid to say something because it's never brought up. Say something, please. Talk about it. Let them know that it's not a taboo thing to bring up. That's what I learned at my yellow ribbon training. All right. Go be rock on, guys. I'm gonna go rock on.